Good morning. Welcome back into Wake Up America. I'm Rob Finnerty. As the crisis looms at our southern border and the fate of Title 42 hangs in the balance, one state lawmaker has filed a first-of-its-kind lawsuit to protect his state from what's happening at the southern border. Joining us now for more, Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita. Mr. Attorney General, great to have you back on. Good to see you. Looks like we're having an audio issue, but I want to show a tweet that you sent out yesterday. While we correct that, you put out this quote: because of do-nothing politicians here and in Washington, every state is now a border state, especially Indiana, the crossroads of America. I refuse to allow Hoosiers' liberties and security to be eroded by illegal aliens and those who pretend we aren't affected. Tell us about this lawsuit and what you're actually trying to achieve by filing this.
Well, one of the arguments against especially non-border states where the naysayers say, hey, look, this is none of your business. You're not a border state. Our answer is no, every state's a border state in Biden's America because he's not enforcing the border. And we also have state politicians sticking their heads in the sand. And so one of the hurdles to filing a lawsuit if you're a non-border state is actually proving damages. Well, we took the time and actually proved the damages to the state since Biden took office. First of all, we have fentanyl overdoses that have increased just since January 20th, 2021. We have more fentanyl in the state. We have at least 1,300 children that we know about that have come to the state costing $12 million more in health care and nearly $600,000 in English language services. So we go through the complaint. We have numerous details like this where we detail Indiana's damages because of illegal immigrants.
And the amount of money that this is costing the taxpayers in a state like Indiana, which is not a huge state, almost $500 million in just 16 months. Pretty astonishing. But the lawsuit also claims that the growing number of those fentanyl overdoses and the influx of sex offenders in Indiana are both tied to what's happening at the southern border. Do you think this is happening in other states as well, as badly as it's happening in your state?
Yeah, Rob, let me tell you, now in the United States of America, every state is a border state. Indiana's pretty far from the southern border, but I traveled to the southern border 3 times to gather this information and understand exactly how this was happening. And no state is safe. And our position is, at least in the Attorney General's office of Indiana, is that if the federal government's not going to take care of it, we need to help Texas, Arizona, and border states do the job because it's also impacting us inside our state lines.
Taxpayers, you think, just blissfully unaware?
Yeah, everyone thinks that it's 2 things, that it's really not here, it's not happening because they don't see it in their own backyard. And then when they see it on TV or on cable shows, it's usually families that are being filmed coming across the border. And you have to understand, Rob, that these are people who want to be caught, those families, so they're easily seen. But beyond them, and much more than those families, are criminals who are crossing the border, trafficking drugs, trafficking young children, trafficking others, coming to do harm to our country. They're not here to be assimilated into our American values. They're here to take from us, whether they're the social programs or whether they're just increased crime and hurt in this country, and we owe a duty to stop it.
It also affects inflation. I don't think everyday regular people are aware of that. It devalues the dollar. It affects inflation, and we're at a 40-year high right now. I want to talk about this immigrant caravan. According to multiple reports, maybe the largest caravan we've ever seen in history is traveling north as we speak right now. They're demanding that Joe Biden repeal Title 42. So again, Mr. Attorney General, this is not a huge problem today, but when they arrive, this could be cataclysmic for the administration. What do you make of what's going on?
Cataclysmic for the administration, Rob, but also cataclysmic for the American people. Look, we are $30 trillion in debt, and the answer from this administration is to print more money, which you're right, only increases inflation. Printing more money not only to pay off Americans as they see it, but to pay for all these people that are coming. Again, not necessarily to be assimilated into American values, but to take our social programs.
Right.
Now, I'm not an absolutist. That's not every one of them. But the immigrant of the past is not necessarily the immigrant of today.
Interesting point. All right. Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita, keep us posted on the progress of that lawsuit. Thanks so much for coming on this morning. We appreciate it.